I talk and just keep going. All right, what we have is this. Act 5. Act 5. We are looking at the burial of Ophelia. And obviously, because Christianity is one of our motifs weaved throughout this play, what is going to be the issue? Ophelia has committed suicide. What? Say on. What about her funeral? Michael. Not only that, you are correct. What else?
Isn't it like a sin to commit suicide so that like he's not supposed to have like a proper burial or something?
Bravo. Chris is 100% correct. Because she committed suicide, she sinned. She should not be buried on Christian ground. Nene.
But like she didn't really commit suicide with French.
Like when she tried,
how's that?
I mean, and you know what's really interesting, Nene, is that is discussed within the play. Okay, the fact that she accidentally died, and that's how she gets to be buried within a Christian cemetery with all the rites attached to a Christian burial. So, bravo, Nene. Well done. What we have is this. Hamlet and Laertes get into a tussle. Basically, Hamlet and Laertes say,
I love her more. No, I love her more. No, I love her more. I love her so much I'm going to jump into the grave with her and stay there for all eternity. Well, I'm going to do that. No, I'm going to do...
I mean, it's ridiculous. And we're going to take a look at the language. But here's what we have. Okay? In Act 5, Scene 2, this is where we have the duel. Okay? And Hamlet says to Laertes, was Hamlet wronged Laertes? Never Hamlet. If Hamlet from himself be taken away, and when he's not himself does wrong Laertes, then Hamlet does it not. Hamlet denies it. Who does it then? Is madness. If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Oh, say on. What is Hamlet saying to Laertes? Go ahead.
He's saying, I'm crazy, I can't be blamed for any of my actions.
Bravo. I didn't do this. It was crazy Hamlet. Real Hamlet, he's guilt-free, baby. Because I, real Hamlet, didn't do anything. It was crazy Hamlet. I'm crazy Hamlet. I did it. It's really interesting. Okay? And that's what he's saying. That is what he's saying. In other words, Hamlet was not responsible for killing Polonius because he was mad at the time. In fact, Hamlet asserts that he too was a victim. In a well-organized essay, defend, challenge, or qualify the validity of the type of defense that Hamlet presents, using evidence from your reading, observation, and/or experience to support your position.
So are we basically like saying, is he crazy or not? Like,
what is the question? That's what Jack's asking. What is the question? Sarah.
Do you agree with him or not?
That's it. Do you agree with Hamlet? Now, you don't necessarily have to agree or disagree, but you can what? You can rationalize, you can qualify what Hamlet is saying. You can sit there and say, yes, Hamlet is correct. He was crazy at times, and who wouldn't be? With everything he's gone through. He is absolutely correct to say that he was of a loose state of mind when he did things, like hide Polonius' body underneath the stairs in the castle. I can't wait to explore that again really closely with you. You all will enjoy that. It sounds sick, but it's true. You'll enjoy it. Okay? And this is what we have. You can sit there and say, Hamlet, you're out of your mind, literally, or figuratively, because you're not crazy. You're guilty. Or you can sit there and say, nope, Hamlet's right. He was crazy. He was of a different state of mind. Or you can sit there and say both. So, what is the very first thing we do when we're discussing a prompt?
Attack.
How do we attack this?
Make a assertion.
There you go. That's easy. That's what you do. It is evident that Hamlet is guilt-free I'm going to mute that real quick. Sorry about that. You can just make that assertion. It is evident that Hamlet is guilt-free from his crimes. That's all you have to say. Okay? Let's continue on, and I want you to ask questions as we continue. Okay, comment.
Is pawn in the game from another part of the player, and you're just using that?
I'm just using an expression. Nay.
How is Laertes a pawn in the game?
Well, as we just discussed, Claudius, just with his smooth talking and with the, how do I say this appropriately without seeming callous, but with the really, really nicely timed suicide of Ophelia, Claudius essentially just took out a revolution that was going to happen within the kingdom of Denmark. It's gone. Laertes is no longer leading a rebellion. He basically told everyone with the pitchforks and the torches, go home, guys, nothing to see here. It's done. Claudius is cool. We got someone else we got to take care of. And Claudius did that. Claudius convinced Laertes that he was not the one that started all of these problems in the first place. Claudius convinced Laertes he should kill Hamlet. Therefore, Laertes is Claudius's pawn. Maddie, you had your hand raised.
I was just going to say, so for this part of the essay, you're basically in your introduction. You're not defending your point yet. You're simply quoting your assertion and explaining it.
Yes, what I want you guys to get away from is this. In the past, you all do this within your essays. You sit there and say within your essay, in the magnificently written play of all time by William Shakespeare, Hamlet is just so awesome. I mean, you all fluff it up at the very beginning. I don't want you to do that. You have to hit the point right away. You have 40 minutes to write an essay. And if you've not been trained, if you don't have the practice, you're going to write that fluff. You're going to write there, Hamlet is the best play of all time. It's a little long, but it's the best play of all time. And Hamlet, he's a crazy guy. He's a crazy guy. But there are other things to consider within this. No, stop saying that. You're dancing around answering the prompt. Right here, it's evident that Hamlet is guilt-free from his crimes. Boom. Attack it. That's what I mean by attack. Answer the question. Answer the question. Okay, now, let's continue on. What can I say as evidence?
Talk about the hide and seek game.
Talk about what?
Hide and seek game.
The hide and seek game? Sure. Or I can go back to what, Sarah?
Oh, I was going to talk about this passage that they gave us. Just the fact that he's referring to himself in the third person kind of lends itself to the fact that he's crazy.
Oh, bravo. Sarah discusses that we have to make note of the fact that third person narrative is employed here. Absolutely. We have to make mention of that. I'm going to mention that later on. I'm going to start at the beginning. What drives Hamlet crazy? The death of his father. Okay, what do I need at this point? Yeah, I need some textual support, and I need to draw it from the lines that I have available to me, right? Now, I want you to tell me, what is the difference between this and plot summary?
You're using like the summary to explain like why he's crazy. You're not just saying this is what's happened and then just moving on.
That is correct. Plot summary is this. This happened, and then this, and then this. But don't forget this. This also happened. This is the next thing that happened. And we see this. No. What have I done here?
This happened because of this. And that's why he's crazy.
Cause and effect. Absolutely. Cause and effect. Plot summary? No. Cause and effect? Yes. Also, my vernacular. It's not that impressive, but what words stand out to you?
Depression.
Sorry, what?
I said depression.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Depression.
Depression? What else? What other words stand out? Guys, we have to look at the diction. Morose. Sullen. What else? Incestuous. Guys, you have to have good diction within your essay. Your vernacular has to be sophisticated. It has to be. You have to start using those heightened words. It's necessary. Start stealing some of mine. That's why we're doing this. Steal mine. It's okay. I give you permission. It's not plagiarism. Michael. Incestuous, like marrying within one's own clan, having relations. Yeah. Okay? All right, so let's pull some quotes here. Can't come up with a better word here. Okay, so now I've embedded my quote, and I'm moving on to my next point. Yes?
When he says is of the faction that is wrong, is he saying like I'm crazy because I was wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I'm the group that was wrong. Ian? Yeah. Jack?
Are we only allowed to pull quotes from that passage?
No. If you can remember quotes, and we're going to be discussing this with the open response essay for your novel, okay? The open response essay for the novel, okay? If you can pull quotes, if you remember quotes from your book, employ them in there. Absolutely.
Okay.
Rachel?
Can we write them on here for next class?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. You've got to use your memory.
Memorize quotes. We can't use the play.
Sorry, what?
We can't have the play with us.
Not on the AP exam, no.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh,
But
so
for
we're
this
gonna
weekend,
For this particular essay, I'm going to tell you that you shouldn't use the play. You should use your memory as a
so
play.
we have to memorize direct quotes.
I'm not saying that you have to, but it will make you get an 8 or a 9 on the essay.
Could we just paraphrase?
Yeah.
You can. Well, what am I doing throughout? I'm paraphrasing.
But then there wouldn't be a lot of textuals.
There's no direct.
But this is not the open response question to a novel of your. Okay, what we're doing again, guys, is this: prose. You'll have the passage and you can draw quotes from it. Capiche? Okay. This is one of those. We'll have poetry, where you have one poem or two. You're analyzing one poem or you're comparing and contrasting two. We'll get to that later. The open response is going to ask you to answer a question based on anything that you've ever read in your life. On that one, that is why we're doing the independent reading. Because I want you guys to try to memorize certain lines from those books to use within that open response essay. Does that make sense? That's what I'm trying to say. All right? And we're going to have you prepared for that. So, what we have is this. Let's continue on. Okay, what did I just do right there with that quote?
You added a word to make it fit with the context of the sentence.
Hey guys, that is what you all need to do. When you embed text, guys, when you embed text within your assertion, his madness, which is Hamlet's enemy, when you do that, you are showing a mastery in writing. Why? What are you displaying when you do that?
That you understand.
That you understand the words. And you craft them to fit your assertions. Nicely done. Okay? Comment. Yes, Mike.
Where is it meant to use parentheses?
Yeah, why not just use it? Why did you choose to use parentheses there instead of just a comma?
Because this is just something that I was musing on. Parentheses is something where you're musing, you're thinking out loud, like what other people would think about what you're saying. Okay? This is just me musing. Jack.
Because I remember before you told me that like you shouldn't use it when you're like when it like kind of involves the point you're trying to make, because then you're kind of copping out on the point.
That is correct.
Okay.
And that's what I'm not doing here. I'm not trying to make a point here at all.
I know,
I'm
yeah.
showing the reader that I'm musing within my own writing.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you quote something like dealt an unfair hand, that's not from the play.
It's an idiomatic expression.
So is there a way to like do it so that you would know when you're quoting the play when you're just saying something, or is it just?
What you should always do, and your reader is going to understand right here, because we don't have line numbers if you notice on the paper. Okay? If the line numbers are there, then you would put the citation in, because that would be proper. Okay? But because this is right here, they're going to recognize that that comes from the actual quote. They're going to recognize that this is an idiomatic expression, and all is well. Okay? Michael.
So when you put the parentheses, like it's not, you don't have to put, it's basically just in there. The sentence can still continue to what you're writing about. You put that in there so it just continues.
That is correct. Yep. Rachel.
That last sentence that you just like typed out, how is that supporting your fact that like he is crazy, so he does not?
I'm moving on to my last assertion.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jack.
When I remember you taught us this last year, but I was having a lot of trouble remembering it. When you have a quote, I know you put like the period after the page number, I think.
Yeah.
When you have a page number there.
Uh-huh.
But if it's in the middle of a sentence, if like there's a period at the end of that, would you ignore it, or would you like put it there but then just continue with a lowercase?
Yeah, but can't you just ignore it?
You can put, here's what you would do. Okay, and this is a complicated discussion. It gets back into punctuation rules. What is the end punctuation? What is the end punctuation always?
Period.
It is a period. Is an exclamation point end punctuation? No. Is a question end punctuation? No. Especially if you're discussing who's specifically making the exclamation or making the the question. Yeah? Okay? So you can ignore it. That's fine. Okay? Sarah?
You're kind of like drawing a comparison throughout your essay with what's going on in the play and like a game, like the card game or their pawns in the game. Could you do that with something else? Like, you could say, draw like a comparison between Hamlet and someone on trial taking an insanity plea or something?
Absolutely. Hey guys, Sarah saw through without me having to discuss. Bravo. She saw how at the very beginning I discuss pawn in the game, dealt in the game that is life. I'm weaving my own motif within my analysis. Okay? That is really sophisticated, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I've been trained. I'm trying to train you to see these things. The motif is game. That life is a game. Okay? And Sarah noticed that. Bravo. Okay? Let me.
Could also be kind of like a theme.
Yes, but I'm making it more of a motif rather than a theme. The theme is answering the prompt. The motif is answering the prompt well. Okay? All right, here we go. In the game that is life.
Seems like a great ending spot.
I have to discuss one more thing. Okay, you all see what I just did right there?
Yeah. The beginning, kind of, like you said, for a teenager or a young adult, Hamlet's age, like,
yeah, I could probably get rid of that,
okay.
Sure. Okay, but this is what I have. These weighty issues in his life are enough to create various temporary occasions of insanity, thus allowing him to slay Polonius through a curtain. Stole that from a video we watched. And then playing hide-and-go-seek with his corpse, in addition to berating the innocent Ophelia, telling her to get thee to a nunnery, and his seemingly virtuous mother. I'm going through and discussing various occasions where Hamlet allowed his temporary insanity to get the better of him. Okay? And to show that his insanity was caused by other things. You have to show the cause and the effect. Now, I'm not going to get a chance to finish this essay in this class. Okay? But what I would close off with is, of course, discussing the fact that this is in third-person narrative. I think that that's something that you should include. Your thesis statement will solidify what it is that you've been saying throughout this essay. The thesis statement could be something like this. I'm just going to end with that. There you go. Rachel.
Can you explain again why you put in, like, get Ophelia to a nunnery and the seemingly virtuous mother? Like, why
Yes, hold on a second. Give me 2 seconds. I'll write you late passes. I put those in there to show the effect. The cause was why Hamlet's crazy. The effect, what did he do? And how does that prove my point? Okay? All right. Miss Lowcraft is going to put this video on YouTube. I will put this essay where you can find it on Vision. We will review the play and then write a response. You get 40 minutes. Have a nice day.